Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching. If you're new here, my name is Maria. I do DIYs, hauls, reviews, and more. So thank you for stopping by and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified every time I upload. Today I will be sharing 4 Dollar Tree Farmhouse DIYs. My first DIY is this beautiful mini planter with stand. From Dollar Tree, I will be using this clay pot. It's the smallest one Dollar Tree has, and 4 popsicle sticks. I am going to start by painting the pot with this antique wax and the popsicle sticks with the apple barrel acrylic paint in burnt umber. Next, I glue the 4 popsicle sticks to the pot. To cover the popsicle sticks, I will be using this ribbon that I painted brown. I only glued it around the top part. Then I am going to add some boxwood greenery I got from Walmart. I then added jute string around the pot and a bow. And that is it. Look how cute this turned out. I love it. My second DIY is another planter. I used one of the second smallest clay pots Dollar Tree has. I painted it brown and added some nautical Dollar Tree rope around it. I used 4 jenga blocks for the legs. Some boxes of the jenga blocks come with these brown pieces, so I just used them just like that, and then I glue them to the bottom of the pot. I then decided to add jute string around where the legs and pot meet, just to cover some of the hot glue, and to decorate it I added some of the boxwood greenery as well, and that's it. My third DIY is my favorite. This was very easy to make because all I did was technically repaint this picture frame, and I got this picture frame from Dollar Tree. I removed the plastic and the picture it had. I have actually had this picture frame for a while. I've been trying to do something with it, and until right now I barely used it, but all I did is grab some of the burnt umber and go over the lines. And I did put some brown on top of the frame, but it's okay because when I go over with a classic beige, and I'm going to leave that brown there, and it's going to mix and blend in together, and it's going to make this pretty color. I try not to go over the lines, and I just use that brown to mix them and blend them together. This frame has screws on the corners, so I painted them brown as well. I am also painting the frame around the family quote. Now that it's dry, I'm going to go over it with some antique wax to make it a little bit darker. Even though now that I'm looking at it, it looks really nice without the antique wax. You can add a picture frame to this, but what I decided to do was add some boxwood greenery to it, and I didn't glue anything. All I did was clip them to the little clip. I also added this galvanized heart I got from a Valentine's sign a while back. I added a piece of jute string to the back so I can hang it as well. I did add a bow to the heart, but then later on I added it to the clip. My fourth DIY is this Tabasco basket decor sign. I have seen these lately, so I wanted to give this a try. From Dollar Tree, I will be using this basket. Since I wanted mine to be different, I decided to make this shorter from the sides. I felt like the sides were too big, or not too big, just like too high. So what I did is cut one square line off. As you can see, the top piece is way bigger than the bottom piece. So what I did was I cut the top part off in pieces to make it fit to the bottom piece. I am so sorry if I am not explaining this right, but I went through hell doing this because I thought it was going to be like I picture it in my mind, and it wasn't. I almost gave up so many different times because everything went wrong since I started this. And the angle of my video doesn't help. But anyways, I'm gonna try my best to explain it. So once I was done cutting in half, I then cut it in half again, and I trimmed the sides or the border to where it fits to the bottom piece, and I did that to the other one as well. At the end, I ended up cutting it into 4 pieces. Once I was done trimming the sides to make it fit the bottom piece, I seen that when I put it on top, the square overlapped the other square. So what I decided to do was cut the rest of the square part off and just leave the border. And I just glued the border to the bottom piece to make it the top piece of my basket. And once everything's glued, you can leave it like that. So this next step is optional. What I did was I used this ribbon and added it to the back, and I made 6 different lines going one way and then 4 lines going the opposite way. So when I had first pictured it, I had pictured it making this galvanized. So what I did is I spray painted this with this silver spray. But once it dried, I went in another direction and added antique wax all over. So once that was dry, I seen that you can see some little pieces of red parts here and there. So what I did is I added some burnt umber to cover them, and I like how that looks, so I gave the basket one coat of burnt umber. And I did that all over it and the outside sides to cover the silver. Once it was dry, I was like, I want this rustic. So I added some classic caramel. Once that was dry, I went over it with more burnt umber. So here I almost gave up again because I couldn't get it to the color I wanted. I didn't like it. So I ended up covering it or going over it with antique wax. So remember when I cut this in 4 pieces? To cover that up, I decided to add some jute string around the top border or the rim. I don't know what you want to call this. And again, you can leave it like this, but I decided to add 4 jumbo popsicle sticks. And I made them into a necks. I had to cut some of them off so they can fit. After I was done cutting them, I painted them with a color burnt umber, and then I glued them inside the basket with hot glue, and that is it. To decorate this, I will be using this boxwood wreath I made out of popsicle sticks a few months ago. I will leave the link down in the description box. I am also adding this Dollar Tree blessing sign. This comes in the metal decor pack. I did not glue anything down. The wreath is a perfect size, so it fits the basket perfect. And the blessing, I used the leaves to hold it. And that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time. Bye.